prosecutor told the jury that this case was about an explicit email that provoked a husband to kill.
Anthony Robert Taglianetti II, the defendant in this case, made a decision based upon his wife's unfaithfulness, not a decision to leave his wife, not a decision to divorce his wife, not a decision to reconcile with his wife. None of the remedies that we all recognize as appropriate. No, instead the defendant took matters into his own hands. He sought out Keith Reed and shot him to death.
The prosecutor laid out his case. Taglianetti caught here on tape at the superintendent's school the day of the murder. A gold Buick like Taglianetti spotted in Reed's driveway that afternoon. And that soaked piece of paper found on Reed's lawn, it was an ATM receipt linked to Taglianetti's bank account.
Want to look at me detail, huh?
Wonderful.
There were more incendiary emails, too, a flurry of them, the prosecutor said, sent to Keith Reed the night before the murder. Capital letter stuff, exclamation points.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take care of you. You don't mess with me and my family.
And all but say goodnight forensic evidence found in Taglianetti's car. In a case under the driver's seat lay a .357 revolver. It was wrapped in a printout of his wife's steamy email. And on the gun itself,
we had Keith Reed's blood not only on the barrel, but in the barrel. That was the gun that was pressed up against Keith Reed's back.
And a big surprise found on Taglianetti's laptop, the prosecution said. An exit strategy. Hours before his arrest, Rob Taglianetti bought a one-way ticket to Israel.
His ultimate idea was to get out of the country.
But as convincing as the prosecution's case appeared, defense attorney Ned Barone told the jury it was not at all what it seemed.
Rob Taglianetti did not murder Keith Reed. It's not as simple as just one email, contrary to what the government would like you to believe. This is a story about manipulation and exploitation.
Rob Taglianetti, he said, was a U.S. Marine with a sterling record, a devoted husband who loved his wife and wanted nothing more than to keep his family together. His wife Mary, on the other hand, was a master manipulator, he said, dead set on destroying the marriage any way she could.
Rob Taglianetti, she wanted out of her life. Keith Reed, she wanted to be with him. She did whatever she needed to do to accomplish both those ends.
Take Rob's discovery of his wife's sexual email. The defense suggested Mary left that email open on purpose. Why? Maybe because a confrontation between the two men was her goal. Why else, he said, would she not have alerted the authorities to her husband's impending showdown with the superintendent?
If you're really worried of what your husband's going to do to another individual, wouldn't you call the officials? Wouldn't you call the police? She waits literally days to call law enforcement.
Mary Taglianetti, a prosecution witness, says she's appalled by the defense's theory and finds it preposterous. How is killing Keith Reed and getting her husband thrown in prison supposed to solve any problems?
I didn't do anything of that on purpose.
Did you willingly provoke him, as the attorney suggests, even leaving open that email to light the torch?
No. I wished I would have never left that email open.
Because that's the story the jury is hearing about you, that you're driving the events.
Yeah, it's not true at all.
But the defense attorney went even further. Maybe those blistering emails from Taglianetti to Reed had really been written by Mary. While she denies it, he implied it could be a way for her to frame her husband, to show that he left the house with murder on his mind.
There's no corroborating evidence whatsoever of Mary's testimony that Rob authored those emails.
To try to prove that point, the defense attorney cited a phrase in one of those messages that he said Rob Taglianetti would never have used.
A Marine doesn't refer to himself as a former Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
As for what did happen on Keith Reed's property the night he was killed, the defense did not concede that Rob Taglianetti was there. But if he had been, he said, maybe the superintendent was the aggressor. After all, he argued, it was his reputation that was at stake if the phone sex with Mary was exposed.
When someone's confronted with that situation, who knows what they could do?
No, there were just too many unanswered questions to justify a guilty verdict, the defense told the jury during closing arguments.
This is a serious case. It's not about connecting dots. It's not about filling in gaps. The prosecutor has failed to establish this case and every element of the charge beyond a reasonable doubt.
All right.
But it
What's up,
didn't take
James?
the jury long. Just 3 hours.
How's it going, James? Hey, James. Hey, James. Hey, James. Hey, James. What's up, James? I'm going back live streaming, y'all. Since I have a working fucking truck. That's for sure. Hi, Big Bad John. Hi, John. Dude, I like this freight shaker better than the fucking Kenworth. I've not broke down. What's up, Big Bag John? I'm just sitting waiting for a fucking trailer washout. They're taking their sweet ass time running my clock down. But I'm headed to Burley, Idaho to recover a load from doing the swap that goes to fucking Florida, and it's not due until the 22nd. I won't make it on time, and they know that. Yes, Southern Idaho. I believe, yeah. Yeah, I'm in a Freightliner now. It's so much better, I'm not gonna lie. So much, it's just better freaking seats altogether. Yeah, Florida is, I heard. But it's a 2,500 mile load. Yeah, I was off for a whole week. Me not live streaming wasn't because I was off though. I wanted to make sure everything was going good with my yeah, everything was fucking up on me, my truck and everything, so I said screw it. I'll live stream when I can fix it. So yeah, I'm gonna start putting more streams in and shit. Hey Corey, how did you guys know I was on? Did it give you notifications? I don't know why it keeps popping the message over messages over messages. Yes, yes. It just pops messages, like 10 messages. Are you guys doing that on purpose, or is it? What is he doing? See, why is it doing that? I'm not understanding. I think oh, it's YouTube. They're just like bump bump. Can you guys see all these fucking messages? I can't even see how many people are on either. Well, is Scott still live streaming? Huh. Well, as long as you guys can see my live stream. Screw that. It's like you guys are sending 10,000 messages. Did he fix it or anything? You're going on vacation. So, Corey, since you wasn't here when I told everybody, but I'm going to Idaho to swap out a load with another driver. That load goes to Florida. I should be there on the 23rd, but that load is really late. That's why they want me to take it. Back to Florida.
Corroborated Sam's story. Javier told investigators that he was with Sam, that Sam had picked him up at his house in Anaheim and driven him to another friend's house in Fullerton.
Right now, I'm waiting for a damn trailer washout.
He was contacted. So the police think that he couldn't have done the same thing.
About time the guy's gonna guide me in. Nevada. Damn, that's gonna be hot. So did Scott ever fix that Streamlabs shit? Did he have to close out and go back in? Or what did he have to do? Yeah, I got a great truck. I'm so happy with it. I gotta wait for him to guide me in. Can I run him over? Right? It fucking stinks in here. I don't really care as long as they wash my fucking trailer out. That's all I care about. And then I gotta go across the street and get some fuel. Maybe I should do that now. While I'm sitting here waiting.
I did. I think it was a beautiful day.
Those 7 days turned dark. Months passed. Seasons changed. But still the Torres family was left wondering who had killed Kennedy. Something that never changed.
Oh, I can't mobile fuel right now.
Steadfast in her resolve to get justice for the murder. A friend gave her some advice.
Just remember, let's keep the key. It's the oil. Don't let anyone tell you different. Keep going. That's what I did.
Mary and her family sought the attention of the media. They marched in rallies.
I like to listen to
Lobbied
these
officials for greater
stories.
victims' rights. And spoke with then California Governor
Instead of
Pete
fucking
Wilson
music.
about Sandy's murder. They even contributed to reward funds. Some of it by selling tamales at the local fair. You were doing just about everything you could think of, weren't you?
Yes. Yeah. Well, you have to. You have to, because you don't have the name or the resources to do it on your own. So then you look and you knock on a lot of doors trying to keep it out there.
All right, Corey, have a good one.
This family says they spent thousands of hours knocking on doors, speaking at events, all in the hope that Kathy's case would not lie forgotten in a filing cabinet. And Mary did something else too.
I worked part-time for the city, and it just so happened that my desk was right at the door, the hallway that connected the police department with the city. And so they would see me sitting at my desk when they walked into City Hall.
Every new police chief
Every,
would get a meeting with you.
yes, I would actually go into their office and talk to them and tell them, see what they could do.
You were a pest.
I was a squeaky wheel.
Your mom was relentless with the police.
And
I went with her a couple times to meet the new chief that would come in to the police department. We go in there, and we just want to let you know that we represent Kathy Torres, and we have not forgotten, and we just want to make sure that, you know, her case is still being worked on. And that's all it is.
We're not forgotten, and we want to make sure that you don't either.
Right.
The city of Placentia didn't forget. The Community Learning Center was dedicated in Kathy's name. The Kathy Torres Learning Center.
yes,
Got a leaving mark on the world.
yes you did, huh?
And a tree was planted in Kathy's memory across. He was still living in the same home police had searched after Kathy's murder. A search that had turned up nothing. And Sam was also moving on with his life. In May 1994, months after Kathy's murder,
We walked this round, and I remember thinking that
she felt the spark right away.
I did think I would marry him when I first saw him. That was like the word that came out of my mouth. I'm gonna marry that guy.
You were taken with him right
I
away.
was.
I don't know what's on Streamlabs. It's not working.
But in a small town like Placentia, it wasn't long before Tina heard a whisper.